Yeah, good afternoon. Maybe after lunch, it's not the right time to have a discussion, but still, we'll try to make it interesting as well as interactive. So, the topic is innovation-led development, especially in the state of Kerala. And I'll just give a small introduction about what do you mean by that, and then we'll have some questions which will be asked to these experts. So, as you know that Kerala is known for its rich cultural heritage and high human development indices, and a history of progressive policies, which has emerged as a model for leveraging innovation to address socio-economic challenges to unlock new opportunities. Over the past years, the state has demonstrated remarkable foresight in nurturing a knowledge-driven economy, and Kerala's investment in human capital through its emphasis on education and healthcare has laid a solid foundation for innovation-led growth. And for being one of the first state which has achieved 100% literacy to pioneering e-governance initiatives in Kerala has constantly embraced change and innovate to improve the quality of life of citizens in Kerala. In recent years, Kerala has evolved into a hub of innovation across diverse sectors, including technology, healthcare, agriculture, and sustainable development. And if you know that if Kerala as a state is considered, even KDISC as an organization has been instrumental in fostering vibrant innovation ecosystem by starting some of the very innovative initiatives and projects like Young Innovators Program, Kerala Genome Data Center, Kerala Medical Technology Consortium, Center for Microbiome, Nutraceuticals, etc., which itself shows the true example of how Kerala is showcasing its innovative practices. And the state also focus on promoting research and development through initiatives like emerging technology innovation hubs for the further testament to its commitment to its future-oriented growth. So in this 20 minutes, what we are going to do is like we try to unleash and understand what these experts want to say, because these two people are really experts in the field of innovation in different sectors, as I told you, like e-governance and most of the projects, as well as in technology and engineering. So with this, I'll have my first question to Unnikrishnan sir. Sir, how Kerala has historically performed in fostering innovation, and what lessons can be drawn from these experiences?
Okay. I mean, generally, when you use the term innovation, the word innovation in the current literature has been posed by an Austrian person called Schumpeter. He is called the father of innovation. Interestingly, there are two people of German descent who talked about innovation in the 20th century. One was Schumpeter, and the other one was Karl Marx. Karl Marx talked about innovation, and he said that the capitalist system will continuously innovate, but ultimately perish. Schumpeter said that creative destruction of capitalism will allow capitalism to survive, and the instrument of creative destruction is innovation. So this is how the conventional paradigm of economics defines innovation as a means by which firm level productivity or industrial productivity can be achieved. This is what innovation in narrow sense is looked at. If you look at the latest definition of innovation from International Standards Organization, they talk about innovation as anything which builds a new product, a process, or a system for value creation and value redistribution. That's the most widest paradigm of innovation which has been defined by the International Standards Organization, ISO. I would go by that definition. But in the Kerala context, what we have defined as innovation is real life, inclusive, is a real life problem solving mechanism for inclusive and sustainable development. For inclusive and sustainable development, it is a paradigm of real life problem solving. This is what KDIS, Kerala Development Innovation Strategy Council has defined, which is basically an extension of what ISO talks about. Now, what had been the sort of innovations? So I would take out innovation from a pure technology paradigm. Innovation is a mechanism for value creation. It's a mechanism for value redistribution. In that context, Kerala has done excellent. We have the best quality of life indicators in India comparable to any developed country. This we have achieved through redistribution. Redistribution had been the crux of that, land reforms, and then subsequently improvement of health sector and education sector towards a quality standards which is not available anywhere else in the country. We have been able to do that. There are also a variety of problems, and the justice to what innovation has been done in the past will be done by innovative ways of solving these problems. For instance, I would tell you a very interesting story about how we achieved our health indicators. Kerala had the highest population growth rate in the country during the period 1941 to 51. That was the period when Kerala's population growth rate was highest in the country. Do you know what is the reason for that? Kerala was responding to the campaign for Grow More Food. And we had settlers moving from South Kerala to the eastern part of the state, which in North Kerala and the rest of the places, we had been occupying this location. And for bringing up productivity and production in those areas, more number of members were required in the family. And that was the time when Kerala's population growth rate was the highest in the country. 1961, 71, 81, you look at the census data. Kerala's population growth rate had continuously come down, and today it is the lowest in the country. Do you know how it was achieved? It was achieved through mechanisms of birth control driven by the government of Kerala program. That no other state it is effective. But Kerala, it was achieved when more than 40% of the Kerala population believes that artificial methods of contraception are against religious practice. Kerala is the only state with biblical belief and belief that only contraception methods are to be natural. We have achieved within that framework, we have achieved lowest birth rate, which was possible through empowerment of women who decided that the size of the family has to be decided by the woman and not by only the male member. Such is the sort of transformative decision Kerala could undertake on an issue like that, which itself is a model. So in terms of redistribution, in terms of solving problems, we have been able to solve the issue of quantitative aspect of education. But there are still problems remaining. There are problems remaining in terms of providing opportunities for employment. Our prospects in terms of providing local employment has not been very good. We have people like Tony who has gone abroad and made a career of their own. Lot of people are there who have gone abroad, and Tony was saying today morning to me that for a person at the entry level, Kerala has opportunities. For a person post-retirement also there are opportunities. For middle level professionals, between the days, it is very difficult for Kerala to have opportunities. This is one of the problems that he said. There are a variety of such second generation problems which are different from the problems of Bimaru states, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, etc., which are different from the rest of the country. And Kerala has to strive its way to move towards solving these problems and addressing the issue of value creation and creating more value, because we cannot survive only with redistribution. The redistribution phase of Kerala economy is over. We have to create new value, and only with new value can Kerala retain the benefits of its redistribution and the issues of sustainability. For that, we have to create more value, and that is why the model of knowledge economy has been put forward by the Kerala government for a transformation, and I think that is the way forward.
Thank you, sir. So, Uni sir talked about knowledge economy. So, the next question to Tony sir is something linked with that. So, how can Kerala address the issue of brain drain and retain its top talent to contribute to local innovation?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Manoj and Dr. Unni. Uh, Innovation is something that is very, and that I'm very passionate about as well. So before I answer your question, let me just add to what Dr. Unnikrishnan said. Innovation cannot happen when you maintain what you have. In our mythology, we have Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara. Without destruction, there is no innovation. Now, our problem right now is that we are holding strong and fast to our beliefs of the past, our establishments of the past. Until you destruct that, you cannot have something net new. Uh, we are in this tent right now. To have a world class, another entity here instead of the tent, first you have to remove the tent. Otherwise, you are only drifting. Right? So you cannot drift towards innovation. Innovation only happens when you destruct what you already think you've achieved. What got you here will not get you there. That is rule number one. Now, coming back to your question about brain drain, it's something that I've written about quite a bit as well, and I'm passionate about as well. Maybe from 1960s onwards, what used to happen was that the best of our people used to migrate out of Kerala because they wanted to find jobs elsewhere, find better universities. Now, normally what happens is across India, this is a phenomenon that happens. Across the world, this is a phenomenon that happens. So, if you take Tamil Nadu, for example, the best from Tamil Nadu also migrates. The best from Mumbai also migrates. But from Kerala, we have another issue. Because we do not have an environment conducive for business, for entrepreneurship, we have another set of people who leave Kerala to set up businesses outside. മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാലും ബോംബെയിൽ പോയാലും ദുബായിൽ പോയാലും എവിടെ ചെന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞാലും largest population of business owners are from Kerala, because we do not have an environment here that encourages you to have business here. So it's not just brain drain that we have. We are also losing people who are the smartest with respect to entrepreneurship, beyond, etc. Right? So you're not just losing a traditional IQ, you are also losing leadership quotient in that. And this has been happening from 1960, 70, 80. So first it was only the top guys who are going. Now second generation, third generation. Look at any of your families, right? If you think about it, how many of your families have kids that want to study here, that are here studying, and that plan to study here? Even if you study here, do you have how many of them would be finding a job here that they want to do? Even worse, if you want to establish a business, how would you find that? So how do you change that? There's only one way to change it. The only one way to change brain drain is to have world-class educational institutions. When you have world-class educational institutions, you would have people, the best of the best, that come back to us. How did Silicon Valley become Silicon Valley? Because at Stanford University, all the best people across the world went and said, you know what, I'm going to study there. I'm going to. There's a startup ecosystem here. I can be an entrepreneur. Or now, if you look at Boston, Massachusetts area, how is that happening, right? If there are many examples that I can quote. But all these places, the best part is that you have one or two good universities, and I know that is close to both of your hearts. So my point is, the best way to reverse the brain drain, and I just don't call it brain drain. To me, it's literally skills, competence drain that is happening. You need to have the best educational system, and the rest will flow from there.
Right. Thank you, sir. Next question to Undi sir, who is passionate about technology and green energy. With Kerala's grooming interest in technology and green energy, how can the state balance innovation with sustainability?
Before that, I would like to address 2 points which Tony had raised. I fully agree that we can reverse the sort of the drain of talents moving out of Kerala by providing them opportunities here, and improving the education system is critical in that. There is no doubt about it. But I would, and also there has to be an environment for business in Kerala and entrepreneurship. There is no doubt. But we have to also realize the concrete situation which Kerala has faced. I do agree that there has to be disruptive change, but the disruptive change has to be rooted in historicity and also based on objective reality. We cannot talk about, because change means changing is something which is material and it is based on the actual reality which is here. There is no point in talking about change from a framework which is isolated from absolute reality. Point number one. What is the constraint of development in a state like Kerala? If you look at Kerala and compare Kerala with the rest of the country, in 1947, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru went across the world begging for technologies to come to India. America said nothing doing, we are not going to give technology. It was Soviet Union which helped, and that is how we built up our technological base. This is all history, recorded history. So that's not the most important fact. We had made a plan for utilizing the raw materials in the country for rapid industrialization. The government of India undertook a survey of the mineral resources across all the states. Where does India stand in terms of availability of these resources? Just have a look at that figures. In terms of ferrous minerals, Kerala is nowhere. In case of non-ferrous minerals, Kerala is nowhere. In the case of minor minerals, Kerala has less than 1% with some sand and limestone and a few of those things. In the case of fuel minerals, Kerala is nowhere. Only in the case of atomic minerals, that is monazite and illuminite, we have something, but that can be, those are strategic minerals which can be used only by the government of India. So Kerala is a mineral depleted state. There is absolutely no mineral which was required for the first stage of industrialization. In terms of land, we are 21st in the country in terms of land availability per capita. So this is the constraint under which an investment-led development program had to go in Kerala. There were absolute constraints in terms of doing this. During the second and third five-year plan, we resorted to an industrialization policy of bringing in heavy industries, leveraging the hydroelectric power that was at our disposal. Subsequently, we found that the chemical industry and the heavy industry strategy cannot go ahead because we didn't have continuous capability of building hydroelectric resources. There were challenges in terms of pollution given the interconnected water bodies and the high population density. So for this reason, we had to move from that strategy to another strategy. We have done land reforms. As I indicated, is one of the most innovative things that have happened. But that created challenges in terms of productivity because of the economy of scale. There are a number of studies which have been undertaken by CDS, which indicate the challenges in terms of productivity in the small landholding size. It can be addressed with high technology. It's possible to do it, and it should be done. We have states like Punjab who have competed with us in terms of agriculture protection, where the scale of landholding is very high. For instance, so there is a need for us to continuously innovate and address this issue. But we have also during the last 2 decades an excellent model. The publication Below the Radar has come from the KSIDC chairman, Mr. Balagopal, who cites the story of 135 medium and small industries who have performed the best. The Calicut footwear cluster is the world's largest footwear cluster, which is a case study of business schools now. There is no government investment. We have the models of VKC, and the various other lunar and other chapels, which have brought in the best of the technology across the world and used the polymer material to create the model for footwear cluster it was second to a Chinese company, and during the last 2 years it is the largest in the world. We have Asia's best dental implant, Guatubira. We have world's best spice extract mechanism, which is in Cochin. We have Sindai, which works on synthetic biology, which is the best in the world. We have created such sort of industries which have used the science and technology base, which have used the human resource development base of India, of Kerala, to go forward. There are problems still. In order to utilize the opportunities further, we have to improve our governance, we have to improve our mechanisms of handling industries, we have to improve our business environment. I have absolutely no doubt. We have the best startup system in the country. It is third best in Asia. We have been able to do that. We have done this and created the techno parks and the info parks, braving the very difficult situation that we have in terms of development, where we have serious challenges in terms of investment-led development. So this is the reason for going for an innovation-led development. And this innovation-led development has to retain the model of equity and the model of sustainability, which Manoj was talking about. Kerala has declared a policy for moving towards carbon neutrality in 2050. We have one of the best electric vehicle program, and now a Switzerland company has come for working with us, with the government of Kerala, for working on electric vehicle batteries, which we are developing with Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Center for Development of Advanced Computing in the area where Tony had brought Nissan, not very successfully because talents were not available for his initial program. So there are challenges, but at the same time, we have also created models for looking at industry, at MSME, at startup, and we have been able to do certain things. We should not remain idle. There is a need for continuous creative destruction. I fully agree with Tony that we cannot sit idle and then say that we will remain status quo. Unless we continuously innovate and transform ourselves, we will not be able to create new value and address the sort of challenges that we have. The Samagari, when the Portuguese had taken away the pepper wine, he said they can take only the pepper wine, but we have our Yatuvela or monsoon. So we have our monsoon, we have our context, we have created problems which do not exist in the rest of the country. They are unique problems. We have to solve the problems on our own. We have to address the challenge of talents moving out of Kerala. It is a fact that the new generation people are moving out of Kerala. There is a sort of distrust and there are multiple issues. It is not only the quality of education. You see, it is also the attitude of the Keralites. The Keralites who are very progressive. There is a problem. They don't give the new gen the sort of freedom they want. The first question when a girl is, reaching the age of 18 is, when is your marriage? Girls are not ready to tolerate that. So they are not being given the sort of freedom. People are moving around to see, is this girl talking to somebody? Is this girl going somewhere? These are all the concerns of the people. Kerala has got certain, in spite of the fact that we are supposed to be very progressive. In terms of several other things, we are also, hypocritical. So these are all issues which we have to break, we have to address. So most of the children are going abroad, not because of their descent in the educated system. There are certain issues that is to be addressed, that is to be transformed. But it's also a fact that they are not having freedom. That's also a fact. There are a number of studies which indicate that. But there is also a problem that many of the children who are going abroad are getting into jobs which are of a lower value, and they are working as security guards, and they are working as and waiters and things like that. That's the sort of struggle that they are into. productively as many of our past generation people who have gone to Colombo, who have gone to Malaya, had come back and created value in their life. They possibly might address some of those issues on their own, but we have to transform. We have to try to retain them. There is no need for us to pump money, the hard-earned money which Kerala has built. Now we are trying to push our children abroad because we are not creating opportunities for them. And we have to create opportunities for the new generation inside Kerala. No doubt that unless we do that, we will not be able to go for.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, our time is up. Any one question? Yeah.
So just one question. We are about to wind up the session.
Hi. So our state is generally somewhat different from other states in India because our development is very consistent throughout the state. Compared to others like say Tamil Nadu, Chennai is much more of a hub compared to areas around it. So and that's done a huge service for our human development. Like I come from a small town, Kottayam, and because of the development there, I was able to access a high quality education, etc. But I guess now, because of the topic of innovation, I was wondering if we should also now invest in a more central area like Kochi or Trivandrum or something where we can have, like Dr. Tony said, like Silicon
So
Valley.
please
a
conclude the
place-
question. We are running out of time.
should we stick to one area to kind of have as our main area, or can we do it with everything kind of spread out? Innovation, basically.
So I request you to reply in just 30 seconds.
I'll quickly try to address the question and then pass it on to Tony. There are two things. Kerala has got a very unique urban development pattern. And what is going to happen in another 5 to 10 years is that Kerala is going to become a single metro. So then there is no question of trying to look at one location or another location. Whatever we have to plan in Kerala has to be for the whole of the country, for the whole of the state. That is what I feel, because Kerala's problems are also, it is uniformly distributed. And I definitely agree that we will have to create excellent institutions and the sort of triple helix or quadruple helix models which the Silicon Valley has created. But we should also not forget that Silicon Valley was not created by the American government at the universities. It was created by Soviet Union because just because Sputnik was launched, that was the factor which established the actual reason for creating of Silicon Valley. If you learn the story of Silicon Valley, that is the prime impetus. And the American society responded to it beautifully by transforming their education system and addressing their challenges, because what the Soviet Union could achieve in 30, 40 years was much beyond what United States could achieve in 100 years. So that was the challenge that they take. So Kerala should also look forward to such models.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.